Welcome back, guys. So this is gonna be another full video explaining why I took buys on Bitcoin and why I opted to take entries for buys despite the fact that market is showing me bearish momentum. The first things first, beyond Bitcoin, we have seen that in the previous case, price was pushing lower. Okay, so we had massive pushes to the downside. Over here, we had a level of resistance over here. Okay, and then we had another level of resistance over here. Okay, this was an overlap, but price ended up going above the level, giving us the indication that it wants to buy. Okay, so here at that area, we know that anything above that area here is gonna be good for buys. So our only thing that we can do right now is to simply wait for price to come above that level, then we can take in our entries for buys. As simple as that. We don't know when this pullback will end, so for that reason, let me just close out all my positions on Bitcoin, and I will be holding price and waiting. We see that today I've made over $34 minus the $20 profit. That would have been 50, but I entered in too early for Bitcoin. Okay, so I have to wait until price goes above that zone, then I can take my entries for buys, because right now we're in a pullback mode. Okay, price is just making a pullback. In pullback, it's a corrective move, so price can potentially, we have already seen that it has already gone above this level the first time. So all we are just expecting is that once price comes back above this level once again, we shall take our entries for buys, aiming for higher liquidity. Okay, but now price is in a downtrend. We're just clearing liquidity out of the market, so price can come all the way down here. As long as it doesn't take out this low over here, we know that we are safe with our buys. Why is this low very important? Because if you observe to your left, this low over here was the one where price was able to push until we broke structure. So the low that breaks structure is very important because it shows you the clear market direction that above this point price is likely to be extremely bullish. Okay, so it's like where buyers entered into the market and pushed the price all the way up, so it has to be respected in order for structure to be valid for bulls, for buyers. Okay, so I have to wait until price gets above that zone, then I can take my entries for buys, because we know that above 93884 Bitcoin is weak. Sellers are weak at that point, and therefore we can take our entries for buys because we have seen an indication. Okay, so we are in the corrective move. The mistake that I usually make is that I usually try to trade the corrective move. You don't have to trade the corrective move. In fact, trades by Sai, he ignores it entirely. But most of you guys have been asking how is it possible for me to take entries even after I know that I've missed, even after missing the corrective move. Well, you have to wait. These are high probability setups, so all you have to do is simply just put your charts and then wait for price to reach your levels. Okay, so at first we see that price has made a very huge drop. What do you expect? Most people are now starting to enter sell positions because they're expecting that price is likely to start pushing lower. The funny part about this is that they don't know that price has already made a new higher high in the market. That means that there is an indication that price wants to continue going higher. Because people don't know this, they will always try to chase the market. Once they see that price is selling, they want to chase the price, or they want to also sell along with the price. They want to, if price continues to drop 300 pips, they want to also catch those 300 pips. The reason for this is that they are actually trading FOMO. Okay, when you're trading FOMO, you're usually just trading based off of what you think is right. You're not trading a strategy, you're just trading your emotions. Okay, so if you're not trading FOMO, here's how to trade, and this is what I'm showing you right now. That when price goes up above that level, I'm going to take my buys. As simple as that. You don't have to complicate stuff. That once price goes above this level, you take your buys. Okay, once price, because it has shown you previously that above this level we already broke, giving us the indication that hey, above this level we are willing to buy. There are buyers above this level. What do you expect? After the liquidity grab, it can stop anywhere. It can stop over here and then come above the level. That doesn't matter. What matters is that price should come above this level, then we shall take our entries for buys. Also, we observe that price was previously making lower lows and then lower lows, and then all of a sudden price came and stripped liquidity. So it means that this level over here also, once price comes above it, we shall be buying, because we're in the corrective move right now. So if price comes above this level once more again, we shall take in our buys up to around that same zone over there. So these are all conferences that you can use when you're trading ICC. ICC is not a static strategy. It's not like every time you have to wait until price comes above this zone. It's not like every time you have to wait until price comes above it. No. we have so many zones, because we have seen that previous the price was making a lower low, okay, and then afterwards and a new lower low. What happened next? We had another push to the upside. So this was the support level. So as long as price doesn't cross above underneath this support zone, they are good for buys, okay. And we shall be holding. If price comes above this level after the pullback, after the corrective move, we shall be starting to stack in our buys around this area, aiming for this area over here. As simple as that. Because we have seen that underneath this zone, price was selling, and whenever price came above this zone, we had bullish momentum. So that's good for us. It's showing us that price is willing to push above this zone once it comes above it. So this was the reaction. We expect another reaction once price comes above this level. So let's wait and see what price gives us on Bitcoin.